Okay, I know that I have put a lot of Nokko build recently, but I promise you, this will be the last one, as I really just can't get enough with this Warframe. I really can say that Nokko is the best caster Warframe that Digital Extremes had released over the years, and every time I play this Warframe, I tend to discover more things to make him broken. In this video, I want to show you how to maximize the damage potential of this Warframe, allowing you to reaching over millions of damage using his Spore Spring ability. Also, the second part of the video will be showing how good a Nokko pull build is. Okay, so let's start with the build. And by the way, if you build crafting videos like this, then please consider liking the guide and subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much. This is the last Helminth build I've tried for Nokko, and it's a Roar variation that increases the damage of his Spore Spring ability. The build is pretty straightforward, as we would need to have a lot of power strength to maximize the damage boost of Roar. But remember that the Helminth Roar has diminished effectiveness. If only we can have the full power of the skill, then Nokko's ability can go beyond 100 million damage easily. But that would be too broken, and it would really make Rhino an inferior Warframe, to be honest. Now, don't mind the Aura mod, by the way, as it would be better if we can add growing power on this build for more power strength. Loot Detector doesn't do anything really for Nokko, aside from doing the obvious loot detection. I just have it there since I have tested a dash slot for the Mecha set. Also, there are lots of players saying on my previous build that it was dumb to test Mecha set since Nokko don't need armor because of his invulnerability mechanic. I would just like to remind those who criticize the build that I specifically tested Mecha set for more nuking, as armor isn't the only effect that the set mod can do. It can also deal a crowd-wiping nuke if we pair it with Nokko's Spore Spring that deal toxin status damage also. In fact, you can do a Mecha set combo with this build minus the Mecha Pulse mod. Just put the rest of the Mecha mods in your dog. Preferably, use the Huras Kubro for its stalk skill that grants invisibility to Nokko. This way, you will not only gain more survivability through invisibility, but you also proc the bonus power strength of Arcane Crepuscular, and also its final critical damage multiplier adds on for your Spore Spring ability. But be reminded that it's not a 30-meter extra nuke with the Mecha set anymore, as we don't have Mecha Pulse in our build. Aside from these mods, I also tested what Archon Shard would be better to push your Spore Spring damage further. I did test the red Archon Shard first with the added power strength, and to be honest, the damage of Spore Spring is better compared to having the green Archon Shard with the increased toxin status damage. The hit of Spore Spring with red shards can get close to 70 million, while I am seeing a hit ranging from 11 million, then close to 40 million. Mind you, this is with the Roar buff already. But green shard on Nokko isn't absolutely useless, as it pairs well with the Mecha nuking setup. The thing is, the increased toxin status damage does allow the nuking effect of the Mecha set to be more reliable. But again, I still prefer the red shard variant, but right now, I need to farm a lot of Helminth resources to get rid of these shards and replace it with the red one setup. By the way, you can fill all 5 slots with red shards while playing with Nokko. I just tested the yellow shard for the extra casting speed paired with natural talent. Seriously, I just can't go without any casting speed for this Warframe, as I find the throwing animation of mushrooms a little bit slow, hence I also have natural talent in my build. Right now, this is the build I am using when I want to see big damage numbers for Nokko, but if you can do more damage than me, then feel free to add what is missing in my build. Finally, I would like to talk about my pull build for Nokko. While this build is not as absurd when it comes to damage compared to Roar, the kill speed is just better since you can group enemies right in front of you, and when enemies get back after they got knocked down by the pull ability, your Spore Spring goes to work and just demolish that crowd within an instant. So far, I can say that pull has one of the best interactions with Nokko when it comes to increasing his kill speed. Roar may have bigger numbers, but you can kill more with pull in your arsenal. So, this is really just a quick update video. The The rest of the guide is just a small showcase on what Roar and Pull can do with Nokko. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I promise, no more Nokko builds, and next time I will show you some Helminth builds for the revitalized smite ability of Oberon.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.